Hello everyone, Jai Narayan. Today we are going to start a new chapter. But before starting a new chapter, I'd like to remind you all about the SMS, which we need to follow during this pandemic. Apply soap and sanitizer. Wear mask when you are going out of your house and maintain the social distancing. So now dear students, we are moving forward with our 7th chapter from English textbook, and the name of the chapter is Glimpses of India. This chapter, Glimpses of India, it consists of 3 parts. The first part is about a baker from Goa. This story is written by Lucio Rodriguez. The second part of this chapter is about cork, and this cork is written by Lokesh Abroad. The third part in Glimpses of India is Tea from Assam, and this is written by Arup Kumar Datta. So now dear students, let's move forward. So this is students chapter 7, Glimpses of India. Now, we'll start the first part first, and the poet, the writer of the first part is Lucio Rodriguez. Lucio Rodriguez was born in 1916 and died in the year 1973. He was a great Konkani essayist. Lucio, he wrote several articles in English and Konkani language to various periodicals and magazines. He also served as the visiting professor of folklore at many universities and a professor of English in Mumbai and Goa. Now comes about the story. So, A Baker from Goa, it revolves around the relevance of a baker in the Goan culture, which dates back to the time when Portuguese, they ruled over the city of Goa. The Portuguese may have left, but the bread makers, they still continue to have an inevitable stature. In the story, the author, he recalls his childhood days and their excitement on seeing the bakers. They were very much enthusiastic to the point that they would run to him as soon as they woke up without even brushing their teeth. Now, the story starts. When the story here, it takes us back to the time when the Portuguese, they used to rule Goa, and they were immensely famous for their breads. The narrator here also often finds his elders thinking about those good old days and telling them that the famous breads, they date back to the time when Portuguese, they ruled over Goa. They also kept on pondering over the past and tell them that though the Portuguese, they have left, but the bakers of bread, they still exist there. If not the original ones, their legacy is being continued by their son. The bakers are still being referred to as peders. Everything about baking is still the same, ranging from those who mold the bread loaves to the furnaces which have survived the ravages of time. The sound of their arrival and the thud of their bamboo sticks can still be heard just like the olden time. The narrator here now recalls that the baker, they acted as their friend and companion during their childhood days in Goa. The baker, they used to visit twice a day, once while they were on the round to sell his loaves, and the other time while returning back with their empty baskets. So it was the sound of their bamboo stick that woke the children up early in the morning. The children, they were also excited to meet him and choose from the bread bangles, which were specially made for them. The bangles, they were made for the children, and the loaves were for the adults. And those loaves, they were normally collected by the maidservants of the house. Now, here we come to know that normally the bakers, they often made a musical entry with their bamboo sticks. Their one hand, they would support the basket which was kept on their head, while with the other hand, they banged the bamboo on the ground. They would go from house to house and greet the house ladies before handing them over the loaves. The parents, they used to scold the children and make them stand aside, but as eager as they were, they would climb a bench or the wall to peep into the basket. They did not even bother to brush their teeth before having those bread bangles, because it seemed unnecessary effort for them to pluck mango leaves from the branches to use them for brushing the teeth. They considered brushing unnecessary because the hot tea could effortlessly wash their mouth, and they thought that animals like tiger, they never brush their teeth. Breads is an important part of the Goan culture, and it is evident from its presence at every important occasion. From sweetbreads at marriages to sandwiches at engagement parties, and cakes and coconut cookies at Christmas, as well as on other occasions, makes the presence of a baker in every village extremely essential. Bakers were known to have worn unique knee-length frock dressed typically known as kabai. In the narrator's childhood days, he had seen them wearing shirts and pants, the pants whose length was shorter than the usual ones, and it was a part of their identity so much so that even if someone wears that trousers length now, he is said to have dressed like a baker or peddler, as he was said in the olden times. The baker had a way of making monthly record of bills on the wall using a pencil and then collecting the money at the end of the month. Baking has always been a profitable profession for them. The baker's family and workers, they have always been happy and joyous. The bakers, they were usually fat, which was proof that they had lot to eat, and hence it was a proof that they had richness. Even to this day, someone with a well-built body is compared to a baker. That's it, dear students, in the first part. We'll meet again with the second part. Thank you.